One's into Kylie Minogue and hates a sausage roll.
One's into Kylie Jenner and will do almost anything for a tenner.
But somehow it
works.
This is Lady in the Camp.
It's Lady in the Camp with Kieron, Richardson, and Passey. She's a lady, she reads. She's a pescatarian. He's a guy who's gay. He loves the TV and he is a kebabitarian. Yeah.
Yay! Welcome to another episode of Lady and the Camp with me, Kieron Richardson.
Me, Anna Passey, and
Another guest. It's Katie McGlynn.
Hello.
Hooray! Start of everything, stage, screen, dancing, now DJing. We're going to talk about it all. But before we kick off, Katie, we start with a welcome drink. And this week, it's a creamy Dr. Pepper.
Ooh, I do like Dr. Pepper. I've never had a creamy one, so this will be interesting.
Have you ever had a Dr. Pepper?
I had it once.
I
What's
like
the
a
worst
Dr.
that can
Pepper.
happen?
I don't.
Right, so here's a glass.
All
We have a
right.
little
Very
tipple
posh.
each.
Very
The
posh.
creamy version. I wonder if it would be like cream soda. Do you
Is
remember
it
that?
vanilla-y?
You would imagine.
If it's
I get it's going to be. It smells very medicine-y.
That'll do probably for me.
That's it. The only thing is,
Cheers.
after you've had a Dr. Pepper, you like, feel like you need to brush your teeth. But here we go. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Welcome to Lady in the Camp.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on show. It tastes like holidays.
Revolting.
I'm going to say
It is cream soda-y, isn't it?
suntan lotion.
Yeah, it's
Taste
perfume.
it now.
I've tasted
What's that suntan lotion that you put on and you're like, it's that. It's the suntan lotion. That's what it's.
Our blank looks. Don't know.
Yeah.
Could be
Anyway,
anything.
sorry about me. Right, Katie,
Anyway.
what have you been up to this week?
This week, well, we're on Monday, aren't we? What did I do last week? I've been walking my dog. I had an event called House of Kooky last weekend, which went really well. My DJ debut. Really fun. It was down in the gay village at Velvet. The vibe is, because you know what kooky means, don't you?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know what it means.
so in my vocabulary, I've said it since I was about 15. I'm going on 33. I am still a child. But I say kooky as in that's awesome, but it's got a bit of je ne sais quoi.
Oh,
Like that's
I would be
min,
like kooky,
but kooky's like just really good, and it's just like cool vibes. Be who you want, be free, be happy, and just having a bit of a giggle. Really, don't take yourself too
So
seriously.
you said were you DJing?
Yeah, I know.
That's so exciting.
Basically, I learned how to DJ leading up to leaving Corrie because one of my best mates is a DJ and she was moving to Bali and she was like, babe, you should totally have my decks and learn how to DJ. I was like, babe, I'm not cool like you. I like cool like you. I'm like, I can't do it. Like, I'm just not a DJ. But she said, you've got such a good ear for music. I was like, okay, I'll learn how to do it. And I was really enjoying it. So it was my
Was it
little...
on a laptop or was it
No, I've got
CDJs
proper
or
decks.
proper decks?
Yeah,
I saw the
yeah.
pictures. It looks awesome.
But I learned how to do it in lockdown and I was really enjoying it. But then because it was lockdown, I just got the fear. And I was like, no, can't do this. I'm not cool enough for this. And I just put them away. And then she needed them when she was going to Dubai. So I just kind of hung that idea up and thought, I might go back to it, I might not.
And what type of music was it?
House music.
So when you're doing DJing, cool. I'm definitely not cool enough.
When
You
you're doing
are
disc
cool enough.
jockeying.
When you're doing DJing, is it like you come with the music that is your taste of music, or do you more tailor it to kind of the venue and the vibe?
You do a bit of both, I'd say. We had a lot of disco. We love a little bit of disco in Velvet in the gay village. So we made sure we had all that in there. But then we had a bit of the underground, like kooky, cool stuff as well.
Quite a lot of responsibility, isn't it, being a DJ? Because
Yeah.
even though I feel like it's one of the things like nobody's necessarily like, it's not like necessarily like singing on stage or where everyone's laser focused on you the whole time, but you are responsible for like, you can't drop anything. 'cause
No, you
you're gonna ruin
can't.
everyone's moment,
Exactly.
everyone's night. So
No,
it's quite a lot
you
of
are
pressure,
right.
isn't it?
And I saw your outfit, so you smash your outfit. Have you got a DJ name or are you just doing it as Katie McGlynn?
I mean, I've got a few nicknames, but I don't know if they're going to be my DJ name. I think my
Give us them. What's the options?
So my nickname at Corrie was Mucky G.
Amazing.
DJ Mucky J.
Exactly, that's why I was like, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. I think it might just be McGlynn.
Yeah, nice.
You never hear of McGlynn, do you?
DJ McGlynn.
No, you don't.
Why was your nickname Mucky J?
I don't know. Cotton just randomly said it. It was like Mucky G, and I was like, I mean, if the boot fits, it makes
Yeah, there you go.
sense.
We've got nicknames at work, haven't we?
What's mine? Oh,
Special.
It's mine special.
Call Kieron Special.
Not because
Special
I'm
K.
special, it's because of the Special K cereal. So now everyone just calls me Special
Special
K.
K. There's basically,
Yeah.
we've got Lou, this guy, Lou, and he gives everyone a nickname, doesn't he? And then they've stuck. Everyone now calls There's one of the...
What's yours?
Lady P.
Oh, I love
course it is.
that.
Cute.
I love it.
Imagine DJ Lady P. Doesn't quite work, does it? But there's one of the second ADs who's got a nickname that is nicknamed him Clint, and he hasn't asked for about a year. He's like, I don't know why that's my nickname. Nobody knows, and we were like, didn't you question it? It was like, no, I just sort
Is
of
his
roll with it.
surname Eastwood or something
Nothing
like
to
that?
do with anything. He's like,
Really?
I've thought about every avenue of why he calls me that, so we'll have to ask him. But
Interesting. Right, before we go back in time then, let's just stick to the DJing for a minute then.
Yeah.
So we've done the first gig so far, gone down a storm. What's next? Could you start making your own music and maybe release it? A bit like, what's that DJ? Joel Corrie
Yeah,
or
well,
Calvin Harris?
we're in talks. We're making a song actually, and I'm very excited.
you
Our
could do some
next,
vocals on it.
yeah, you could actually. Special K, Special K.
He had a single out once. So.
Auto-tune only, please. Yeah.
That's
well,
very
that's really exciting.
No, it is exciting, and we're going to be playing at Pride as well. So that's
Manchester
our next.
Pride.
Yeah. So I'll be excited to do that, and I've done it properly. Like I didn't want to be just a celebrity that's behind the decks just dancing and being.
You
a bit
know
of
what
an
you're
idiot.
actually doing.
Like I actually know how to mix, but it's still a learning curve. As in, I'm still learning a lot because I've only been doing it like a couple of years really, and I've only just started to get the decks back out. So. There was a lot of pressure for that weekend, but I loved it.
I was going to say,
I really
before
did
you
enjoy
went
it.
on, were you quite nervous?
I was so nervous. Everyone was like, Katie, you all right? I
Did
was
you
like,
speak to the crowd?
yeah. Oh, I was conducting them, Kieron. But I just love doing that. I'm a performer, as we all are. And I thought, I just hope I can get my performing mojo there. And I'm not just thinking, oh, I'm just myself behind some decks. Because I was thinking, I'm normally a character in front of a crowd. But I loved it. I bet everyone thought I were wrecked.
Amazing.
Because I'd had like half a beer to calm my nerves. Like, okay, let's do this. And then, like after 10 minutes, I was conducting the crowd.
When I say bounce, you say
Yeah. I jumped in the splits because one of
did the splits?
Yeah, one of the guys at the front were doing splits. Everyone were up dancing. They loved it. It was such a nice vibe.
That must be such like a good buzz when
Yeah.
you like see that you're like contributing all of that.
Yeah, we loved it, and I think because it was intimate as well, the people that were there kind of felt like they were with us. So I was like encouraging them to dance and just have a good time because that's what it's about.
And I
isn't
feel
it?
like every sort of gig you do of that, it will grow and you'll just
yeah,
get
it will,
more
and I'll get
confident in
more
it, and
confident. Exactly.
That's so exciting! What a brilliant thing!
Yeah, so you started, obviously mentioned being a performer, and then where did it stem from? Is it as a kid, did you go to an acting school, or did you have parents that was in the industry? Where did the bug come from?
So, I come from a very normal working class northern family, and I was the only performer. I was painfully shy as a kid. I've got 3 older brothers. It was very chaotic household. And my mum was like, I think we need to get Katie to make some friends. So she took me to a drama club when I was about 7. I still made friends, but the goal was to just come out of my shell a bit.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, 2 weeks after, we were doing a showcase, and I was the ringmaster in this circus play that we were doing. And my mum couldn't get over it. She was like, Trevor, that's our Katie. She's on stage. She's the main part. What's going on? And they couldn't get over it, but I loved it. And then since then, that was the bug, and that was my thing, which I loved to do. I just come out of my shell whenever I went to drama class, and it just built up over time. And then when I was about 16, that's when I had my first round of auditions, and I got my first part on Moving On. Do you remember that?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
still on now,
Moving
I think,
On, yeah,
actually.
yeah.
And then Waterloo Road, and then it all
Who
kind of
made
took
Moving On now? Was that
It wasn't Shed, was it? It's
Why-
BBC, but I can't remember what
it's a proper northern drama, isn't it?
yeah, really northern. Every episode is a different story.
Did you have a big part in that, or was it?
It was one of the main parts within that episode.
Amazing.
But did you get any like recognition on the street after that episode went out? What was the first show that you did where you were
Waterloo
like,
Road,
was it
surely.
Waterloo
Waterloo
Road?
Road, yeah, definitely. I actually went for 6 auditions for that because they didn't know what they wanted.
Wow.
I did 2 for Scout, didn't hear anything. Then two for another part, didn't hear anything. I thought, no, the career's over. It was just a hobby, Mum. Let's do some English literature. Let's go back to brushing the horse. Like that's just what was my life. And then I got them 2 auditions, and then we got it. But the stipulation was I needed to cut my hair because I looked too blonde and too girly. So they had to cut my hair off, dye it brown, but it wasn't a nice brown. It was like a minging dishwater brown. Shoved loads of grease in it. I had no makeup on.
How old are you at the stage? 17.
Yeah, so I remember walking
that's
through.
That's a tough time to have
It was tough.
change things when you don't want to.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was still shy at school. Like, I'd go bright red if anyone said my name. And I remember I had to walk through an exam because I was doing my A-levels at the time. And everyone was just staring at me like, who's that? She's a bit of a scrubber, isn't she? Like, what's she doing here? Because they didn't know it was me. But I loved it. That's the whole point of acting. You're playing somebody else, aren't you? And that's what I love about it. And I think the thing with DJing as well, I'm going to get a bit, I can't think of the word without swearing, so I'm not going to say it. Basically, I like making people feel stuff. So, you know, like when you're acting, you can make them cry, you can make them laugh, you can make them think about stuff. When you're DJing, you're making them happy and you just want them to have a good time. And that's what I love.
I wonder what swear word you were going to go
know
for
exactly
then.
what word.
Go on.
W.
No doubt what swear word's on about.
Like,
I get it now. Yeah.
I'm
yeah,
a proper
Thank you.
thespian
Keep it up
getting
swearing.
deep.
Yeah. So Worsley Road, that
Yeah.
goes on TV. Again, huge programme. Do you remember the first time that you went and got recognised? That was it in like Trafford Centre shopping, or was you on a night out?
I think I was just out shopping and I didn't understand what was going on. Like, I genuinely didn't. I was a bit alarmed.
And
I
for
didn't know
someone
what to
that's
You
say.
like-
just go in, don't you, and you film it, and it's your job,
Yeah.
and it's your work, and then
Yeah.
it is quite easy to forget. And I guess when you're
And for
it's
someone
your
that was
first-
shy as well, to then
Yeah.
have strangers like stare at you for no reason, it must have like.
Yeah, it did unnerve me a little bit at the beginning, but because it was Waterloo Road and it was on a smaller scale to Corrie or Hollyoaks, I got like a bit of a taster of it on there, so it happened now and again. And then as soon as I got onto Corrie, it was a different ball game. But I think I kind of had a bit of a tester to how to deal with it, really.
Do
And
you?
Waterloo Road is back, right? That is really
Yeah.
I know.
back. We were talking about this before. Like, there's so many things that are having like a really big resurgence that are becoming hugely popular. That the show really does have something, though, doesn't it? You can see why people love Waterloo
Yeah.
Road.
Do you
so
still
much.
speak to many of the guys?
I speak to them, you know what it's like on socials and bits of stuff like that, but I don't like actively meet up with anybody. But if I'd seen them on the street or at an event, I'd always be like chatting to them for like 20 minutes. I can't shut up. But they're all lovely, and it's just nice to see that it's back like
Yeah,
on
it's
telly
great, isn't
again.
it?
Yeah, and I've noticed with the fans, there's been a huge surge because it's back on telly. Like, if you ask me what I'd get recognised the most for, I actually don't know, because I keep getting younger people keep saying to me, "Oh,
Like going back
Scout."
and now
yeah,
watching
yeah.
that, yeah.
And it's mad, and I'm
So
like,
cool.
oh, I feel old. That was like 15 years ago.
Katie, we are getting on now.
I
Right,
know.
so we've spoke briefly there about Coronation Street. Do you remember the audition process for that? How many
Yeah.
was it until they rang you to say the part's
Well, I'm going to
yours?
act cocky now because I had one audition for that, and then I got the part, and I thought, oh, this is strange. I don't know what to do. Am I equipped to be on Corrie because of the recognised thing? I didn't know if I wanted to go down that route because I was really
Show,
shy.
especially at that time as well. There weren't.
Yeah.
We only had the few channels that, you know, it wasn't that like nowadays when there's so much choice of streaming.
Yeah.
Like Coronation Street in my grandma's house, like all the children had to get out of the house when it was on. It was sacred. It's like you heard that bit of music, you had to get out because you
Yeah.
couldn't watch it later. It was a massive, I mean, it still is a massive show, but even more so at that time. It's like
Yeah,
it's
it
a
was.
huge deal.
Yeah, it was.
I did my work experience at Coronation
Did
Street.
ya?
My school work experience,
Cute.
yeah.
What did you do there?
Wasn't acting. Wasn't nothing to do with the actual telly part of it. It was I knew someone that knew people in the industry, and you know, Telecater, the catering
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
They were like, "Come on, we'll get you in." So I had to basically help make the food for the crew, and the bus and the wagon and everything that food was
No
made on was
way.
just at the end of the cobble behind Dev's shop. And then they were like, "Kieron, can you go and take out the bins?" I went, "Where do I put it?" They went, "Just go down the cobbles and go there." So I actually just had bin bags walking down the cobbles on my own.
I love
This
it.
little 16-year-old boy on work experience being like, "One day, maybe for me."
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
So,
such a
what was
cool
it like for you
story.
when you first ever walked down the cobbles?
It was very surreal. Same thing. I grew up whenever I went to my grandma and granddad's, we watched Corrie like clockwork. So to be as soon as I went onto the cobbles, that's when it really hit me. My first scene was in Roy's Rolls, and because David, who plays Roy, is so lovely, I felt quite comfortable.
Nice.
But Rovers and Cobbles, that's when I was a bit stunned, and I was like, oh, what am I doing here? But I loved it. Everyone said nice there, and everyone does kind of welcome you into it.
Did you
and-
share dressing rooms?
Yeah, we did.
Who was you with?
I was with Catherine Tildsey and Brooke Vincent.
Oh, good.
And again, I was very, very lucky. And then when Tina came back, she joined us as well.
Can you
so
put
it
your
was
own stamp on your right? We can do our own thing at Hollyoaks with our dressing rooms. Can you
Well,
put
can
your own
you?
stamp on it?
Well, people had put pictures up and all that kind of business. I'm just messy. So you could just tell where mine was. Instant mess. And I remember I actually wore Catherine's costume.
By accident.
By accident.
That's amazing.
But it was when I'd first joined, so again, I was really shy. I didn't say a boo to a goose. And she was really polite. And she didn't really know how to deal
That's
with
so cute.
it.
Once someone put one of Sienna's costumes on, but because she was chilly, like she'd like seen it and thought, "Oh, that looks snug, like a big cardi," and then gone off around the building, gone to the but just was wearing it like a thing, and then costume were like, "We put it out for you. Where is it?" And I was like, "Honestly, I promise you, it wasn't there. It wasn't there. I'm on set. They're like, it's continuity. We have to have it."
no.
And then someone was like, "I've just seen so and so wearing that in the canteen," and they went, "Oh, sorry, I just took it. It was really snug." They weren't even in my dressing room, so amazing.
So how did Catherine get the costume back off you?
So she walked in and I was just laid down like Lady Morcombe on the
Is this like quite
makeshift
soon
bed.
after you first started?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So she just kind of came and she's like, "Hiya, babe." And then she kind of looked a bit puzzled, left, and then came back. And then I didn't get told off, but yeah, she told me, "Babe, I think you've got a costume on," but she just didn't know how to deal with it.
So funny. It's supposed to be like before your characters, because we still share dressing rooms. So I share with Jess Fox,
Oh dear.
who plays Nancy, and it's really apparent which is my costume and hers, because mine's about 1,000 times bigger than hers generally. But the characters have really different styles. But otherwise, especially if you're in a rush, I could see how easy it would be to just be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, yeah, I think that's fine." Put it
Did you
on.
have beds in yours? Obviously, we can't fit
Yeah.
beds in ours. Did you?
Yeah, I mean, we'd make beds out of cushions, but
Okay.
yeah, you need a cat nap in the middle of
We've
the
got little
day.
couches. Kieran's got like a TV, a fridge.
I've got a
he's all
TV in
sorts
mine.
of
Yeah.
little
Whenever
proper
Jazz
lights
has,
in there.
I'm just like, let me just watch Real Housewives. So I'm literally lay on the couch watching Real Housewives.
Love it.
And the walls are really thin as well. So sometimes I get
I'm the neighbour, so I'm just like, it's always the same thing, to be fair, isn't it? I just know when you're in there.
Yeah. So Coronation Street, you got the job. You've walked down the cobbles. You wore Catherine's costume. When was the moment for you on that when you were like, I'm actually like a proper recognisable character on this? Because
you were on there for
sometimes
years,
people
weren't
go
you?
in Coronation
Yeah.
Street and you see them and they go, but
Yeah,
years.
about 7 years, yeah.
you
long,
are a
isn't it?
face of the show now
Yeah.
that everybody like associates you with it. When
Yeah.
did you know that Sinead was the character of characters?
I think it's because the writers kind of developed Sinead as we went on. I think little nuances that I did that were quite quirky, they kind of went away and like developed it. So it was when I ended up having the wacky costumes. So like after about, I think it must have been about a year and a half, that's when we started introducing her being a bit of a hippie and bohemian. So she was just a bit quirky, I'd say. None of her clothes matched. They were very bold. It's nothing that I'd wear, but I kind of liked it because it was always comfy. Like she'd never wear heels.
Perfect.
So I'd go in and I'd know instantly, right, that's my costume.
I think that's what you want as a soap person. I
Yeah.
think we spoke about it on this show before I've spoke about it anyway, about Bet Lynch with the leopard print,
leopard, yeah.
Pat Butcher with the earrings. I try
Yeah.
and do it with my character for tracksuit. So if you have something, you want
Yeah.
the audience to go. As soon as they see you, they know what
That's
character you
Sinead,
are.
yeah, exactly. So when we started developing that and she started working in the knicker factory, that's kind of where that's Sinead now.
Yeah.
She's very kooky.
Perfect.
She's just a bit wacky. God bless her soul.
Oh.
That the story the storyline that you did for your exit from the show was so powerful. Obviously, you won a million awards for it and stuff like that. I remember one of the first assistant directors, Jo. We all know Jo. She was working at Corrie and our place at the same time, and we was doing quite a hard hitting story. But she come by, she was like, "What Katie's doing over there is incredible."
Oh,
It
don't. That's really sweet, that.
Yeah,
Love
she,
that.
everyone was like singing your praises. Also from
Oh.
behind the camera that was working there and then coming
That's
to us as
sweet.
well.
Yeah.
And I just remember it's one of those stories that was so impactful that literally got everybody to just
Stop and think.
stop,
Yeah.
think, focus on what was going on, and also to get checked at the same time, which is
Yeah.
what the important thing. That's the message that you want to get across when
Yeah.
you're doing a storyline like this, isn't it?
Yeah, well, but that's why we wanted to do it, because the graph, I'm not very good with my words sometimes, but the graph of girls that were going for the smears had massively dropped since Jade Goody. So we was like, because there was a massive surge with Jade Goody, and then it just like was awful.
Because it was
So-
that was like 2009 with Jade.
Was it?
Yeah, it was 2009.
It was a while ago,
yeah.
wasn't it? So they just kind of spoke to me and Rob, and they were like, "Look, we were thinking of doing this story. What are you saying about it?" And I just thought in my head, if we're doing this, I think we need to do it properly. Like we need to, because you know how it happens on soaps or any types of shows really, where you do like a bit of a story and it's not always the full length because they want to move on to something else and be current and, you know. So I just thought, well, if we're doing this, because it's such a sensitive issue, I don't want her to get diagnosed with cancer, then she miraculously heals and she's fine, because that's not real life, is it? I met a girl with the charity Mummy Star. She was beautiful, she was lovely, and she was around the same age as Sinead, and she had a little boy, and she's passed away now. And she passed away, and I was just like, we need to do this story justice. We need to do it properly, because there's so many girls out there where it's happening to now, and it covers a lot of different issues. Being young and getting diagnosed with cancer, being pregnant and getting diagnosed with cancer, that's a massive thing. I didn't know that could happen. Like, ignorant in my own world, no idea. So yeah, we just wanted to touch on all them different subjects really, and just get people to really think about what's going on and what we can do to help, aka going for your smear or just raising awareness about it so you know what to look out for. And yeah, I'm still very proud of doing it.
I'm guessing you probably still get a lot of messages off people now.
Yeah, I do. And I felt like a bit of an idiot. Well, not an idiot, but there's so much, as you guys know, there's so much work that goes into these storylines behind the scenes. And we turn up like puppets. We can be there for 12 hours a day, yeah, we can do. But compared to the crew and the writers and all that behind us,
It's a full package deal, isn't it?
it's a full package. And I'm standing there with an award and I'm like, this isn't just me, this is everyone involved. I'm just like the face of it because it happens to be the camera in my face. But there's a lot of work that went into that storyline. And yeah, I'm just proud that I was part of it, and not proud that we're still getting messages that it's still happening now, but I'm proud that I could have helped someone along the way doing
100%.
it, because that was the
Totally.
whole point.
Definitely, especially I think soaps have they're in such a good position to do those kind of issue storylines, because so many people watch them. And also, it's one thing to watch a series with a brand new character that you don't know, and then something like that, you know, an issue like that to go through. You can still watch it, appreciate it, but with the soaps, I think people really feel attached, and they have ownership of those characters, and they've known them for so many years. That to see that, it's a bit more like it would be if it were you, or if it were a family member or a friend. It's there's more of a connection to it. So I think that's why soaps do issues really well. Filming that though, heavy, right?
It was heavy.
That's a lot. What is your go-to thing to do when you finish work and you go home and you just want to?
Well, do you know what? It's funny this, because I met up with Rob Mallard last week actually. We went for some lunch and we were talking about filming the story and how we'd be so deep into it, crying our eyes out. And then we'd just be hysterical laughing. Like, that's how we'd switch, but that's how we'd get through them days. So I call it like a hamster wheel. And Corrie did offer us therapy throughout it, but I said no, because I thought if I try and get out of this, I'm not going to be able to do any of it. I need to live in it.
Just want to be embedded in it.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, to answer your question, when I finish work day to day, I'd just be in bed learning the next days.
Okay.
Like, if it was something really important, I'd obviously learn it prior, but I worked better learning it the night before so that it was fresh.
So really, once you started that storyline,
I was in it. And the weekend, that's when I like walking. I like being out in nature because it calms my mind. So I'd be at the gym walking, seeing my friends, just anything really to kind of blow off a little steam of that. But yeah, it was a strange time.
And then another big job after Coronation Street was with the late great Kay Mellor on The Syndicate.
Oh yeah.
Which we was doing Band of Gold at the time, the stage version of it with Kay. And so we could see all the people coming in to do the auditions. We were at the Leeds Grand Theatre doing our rehearsals and stuff, and people kept coming in, actors, and they were like, it's for The Syndicate. I remember all our cast being like, I want to get on The Syndicate, which is obviously a huge show. It's on Netflix now and everything. So what was that like, getting to work with Kay?
It was a lot of fun.
She was amazing, wasn't she?
Yeah, she really was. And I just feel honoured and privileged that I managed to work with her. Because I was always been in awe of Kay. I just think she was such a brilliant writer. She was amazing to work with.
Yeah.
I was very nervous. I was scared because it was in the middle of lockdown as well. But
you know that was supposed to be in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I know. And
because of
that,
we couldn't get to Vegas.
We had to do it in Leeds.
Yeah, they had to
Wow,
change it
I
all.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
I think that's another reason
step
everyone
down.
was like, I want to get in that show. I want to
Exactly.
work in Vegas.
I want to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
But no, it was a lot of fun, and just watching Kay on set was just amazing, just to kind of soak up all of that, like just to be watching her in awe. And I just think, yeah, she was a legend. And I loved the character as well. It wasn't a massive part, but I loved playing that character.
Great.
She
was always
very
one
nice.
with us. She would be like, "I just want the truth. Just
Yeah.
stop. No, I don't want acting. Just the truth." She was always like trying to find the reality in every word that you say. Yeah, she was amazing.
I think that's the art to acting, though, isn't it? Truth pumping, is that what they call it?
Trying to like stop doing all
Gonna
the
go
things.
pump a bit of truth, how are you?
Right, join us for the main course after this, where we're going to eat some food. Anna's been cooking this week, and we're also going to talk about Strictly Come Dancing. Join us after this.
Lady in the camp.
Welcome back to part 2 of Lady in the Camp with me, Anna Passey, Kieron Richardson, and we've got our lovely Katie McGlynn on the show.
Katie, we're not sadistic. There is a point of this blindfold
Right,
thing.
okay.
Apparently, it heightens your senses when you're eating food.
Oh, excited.
And also, sometimes if Kieron sees things, he won't eat them, so the blindfold is good. Right, I have made you a snack today. It's probably something I would have for a brunch meal.
All right.
Kieron, I think last time I made for you mackerel a few weeks back and you hated it and you spat it out. This,
Horrendous.
I'm hoping you will like because it's something you have said you eat.
Okay.
Right, so I'm going to give you, it's a bit of a tricky one, really. All right, I'm going to give you your fork first, Kieron.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like I'll just get one piece on to start with and then you can open your eyes after. And I'm going to do the same for you, Katie.
Is that
That's
the
a
fork? What's this cup?
That's your microphone.
Oh!
Right, do your best.
Don't eat the mic.
Try and put that in your mouth.
All right.
Yours is touching your microphone now, which is hilarious.
That's a mushroom. Quite a thick mushroom.
Yeah, that is mushroom.
A little bit of a kick.
There's cheese.
I would go in again. Is there more than mushroom?
Yeah, you can take your blindfolds off once
That's
you've,
quite. That's nice, Anna.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
yeah,
Let me
so
have a look.
It's not. I was expecting it to be minging,
Oh, thanks.
like you were gonna trick us.
No, well, I thought I would produce something good because you're a master chef. So I
well,
felt a bit
I
of
was.
pressure this week. So this is one of my favourite brunches. So you've got a little toast in there, little sourdough toast.
We need to
Yeah.
start putting herbs on things. I'm always petrified of having it stuck in my teeth.
But herbs are so important. So we've got 2 different types of mushrooms. We've got chestnut, we've got button. I was going to say butternut, that's wrong. Button mushrooms, cooked in some cream and some butter, some dill, some black pepper, some parsley, bit of parmesan.
That's nice.
I would put an egg on it at home, but the logistics of that were too difficult.
Did you make
No,
the
that's
bread?
lovely.
I didn't make the bread. I do make a really good soda bread, but I just didn't have the bandwidth for it. Yeah?
Lovely.
Well, you said that you order garlicky mushrooms when you go to restaurants. So I thought
Breaded mushrooms. So
breaded
it's a bit of a
mushrooms,
different. Yeah.
bit of a difference, but I felt like I really let you down with the mackerel, lettuce, tin fish scenario. So I wanted something nice for you, and obviously in the presence of a master
That is
chef.
lovely.
Yeah,
So
Anna, I
talking
think
about,
you need to go on MasterChef.
Yeah, talking about your MasterChef first.
Yeah.
What was? I was supposed to go and we couldn't make the dates work. You have to tell them in advance what your signature dish is. What's your signature dish?
Oh, and I have a question, an add-on question. Do you think people actually have a signature dish, or do you think when they ask that, they're like, this is what I'm going to make, so I'm going to say this is my signature dish?
I think it's a bit of both.
Okay.
Because I had my ideas of what I do cook at home, but it's MasterChef, so I had to jazz it up a little bit. But my signature dish would have to have been, I did fish and potatoes, and I do make that at home with a white wine sauce,
Nice.
and it was good. I do have to say so myself. At home, I didn't use caviar, but because I was on
fancy.
MasterChef, I
Fish
thought,
Caviar's
right.
coming out.
Yeah,
of
the
course
caviar's
it is.
coming out.
BBC, darling.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really good. And I do a fancy cheese on toast.
Oh, you'd like that.
So a few
It
episodes
is
ago,
good, my
Kieran
cheese on
calls it
toast.
pizza, though.
I can do a pizza version, which is basically cheese on toast with tin tomatoes on top. Or this
Ooh.
one, you
Did
probably
you do
never
that on
tried it.
MasterChef?
What?
Did you do that on MasterChef?
No, I did a MasterChef version of my cheese on toast because I did it with another course. It was when we had a 2-courser.
Okay.
But
How
it
do you
did.
fancy caviar on your cheese on toast?
I wouldn't personally, Anna. But the good thing about chefing, the world's your oyster. You can add what you want in and see what happens.
I did cheese on toast with cucumbers on top.
Right.
So it's the hotness of the cheese on toast with the
Ooh,
coldness of the
okay.
cucumber. It was lovely.
It was nice.
It was nice.
It's
Thank
fluffy,
you.
But it was nice. So, do you cook? Do you like to cook?
I do enjoy cooking, but I have to be in the right zone. It's that thing because I mean, I say I live on my own. I'm living with my best friend at the moment. But because I'm normally on my own, all the effort you do to cook and all the mess for one little meal, And then you've got so much left over. I'm like, well, I'm either going to be the size of a house if I eat all this, especially cake. I don't cook cake because I will eat all the cake. Or I'm just got to freeze it all, and I've not always got that in the locker to want to do.
There's
so
something about cooking for other people as well, isn't there?
Yeah, I'd like
it's
cooking
more
for
of a
other
purposeful
people
thing.
because you can. I mean, I know it's a bit cheesy, but you kind of put your love into it, and you really want to make an effort, and you want them to enjoy what you're cooking. Whereas if it's for you, I'm like, oh, whatever.
I'm
I'm
same,
not bothered.
especially after work, because Kieran's always like, you haven't cooked this. It's like, I don't actually in the week, I don't cook, maybe more in winter, but in summer, I don't cook a lot for myself. I more prepare something.
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
salady thing or just a quick thing if it's just for me. But you're coming at it from like family of 4. That is a bit.
We haven't
different
a choice but to cook.
Mm.
Although I suppose you can do the other things that are quite easy, or Hello Fresh and stuff like that, where they'll just give you the amount of ingredients, so you're not having wastage and stuff.
That's
so
the
that's probably a
thing.
good
I
idea.
hate wasting food. Like it makes me feel ill if I'm wasting loads of food. I don't like it.
And my heart sinks when I think, oh, that I'll like go through a recipe book. Like I love like Nigel Slater, so I'll go through one of his books and I'll think that sounds really good. I really want to make it, and then I'll look. My heart sinks when there's like really strange ingredients that I think haven't got that. I'm going to have to buy 500 grams of it, and it says a pinch. So then I'm like, well, I'll leave that out, and then I'll leave that, and then I think, oh, I just won't do that one, and it can put me off a bit. So I do think those like packaged meal things are quite good because you're just going to get a little bit of
Yeah, they can be
everything.
good
And
then.
from doing MasterChef, do you think that it's elevated your cooking now, or
It's definitely got my mojo back. I think because I used to cook when I was younger, but I just started putting weight on because I was enjoying the food too much. So then I was starting, you know what it's like, dieting and going all the different training regimes. So once I got into that, I ended up eating very plain food, chicken, rice. And I thought, well, that's all I'm going to cook now. So I had it in my head of what I was eating. So I kind of ended up being a bit militant with my food, which ended up being really bland. So since doing MasterChef, I've got my little mojo back where I'm actually really enjoying cooking.
Because you did MasterChef with Jamie, is that right?
Yes,
yeah.
I was so relieved when I seen him because we're in different heats.
Okay.
And then when we were brought together, I think it must have been for the start of the semi-finals. Oh, we had a giggle on that show.
It
was
really
a lot of fun.
enjoyed himself. It sounded like, because I think of that show and I think that's one, it looks to me like one of the more like tense ones because if I'm cooking for myself, fine. The second, even if I'm just cooking for Kyle, I start to get like really stressed of like, don't want to overcook that, don't want it to be right. So I've always thought MasterChef looks like one of the more stressy shows you could do. But from all accounts of people that have been on
Everyone
Jamie,
has an
everyone said they've had
absolute
a really gorgeous time on
You
it.
just feel like a kid again at school, like you're going on a school trip. And
really
like you've got your
nerve-wracking, though, when
teachers
they're-
like just watching you of what you're doing. But it was so much fun because I was just looking around in the heats with Anthony from Blue and we're just giggling like, what are we doing? Like, what are we actually doing? I'm like, I don't know, mate. I really don't know, but we're going to get told off in a minute, so we better hurry up. And yeah, the challenges were just bonkers, but it was so much fun. Yeah, it's tense and it's nerve-wracking. The further you get into the show as well, they're going to be more nitpicky with you. And the timing for me, that's what I was terrible at. Like, because you tend to have an hour to make your main course or whatever dish you've got to make. And you pre-planned it, you know what you're doing. But as soon as you get into that MasterChef kitchen, everything goes out the window. Like, I had a fight with the hobs every time I was in there. I didn't get on
it's
with
like
them.
on Bake Off when people have forgot to preheat the oven or something and
Yeah.
just like you've ruined
and you know
everything.
that they're fantastic. It's
Yeah.
just it's.
What was the best thing you cooked on out of all the dishes you did live, like actually live in the studio? No, not live, but like in the studio. What do you think was like the most successful thing?
So
that
the
you
one that I didn't pre-plan, I've got to say the apple crumble. The first one I did when you had to pull it from the colch, I didn't know what I was going to get, and I was very lucky that I'd randomly practiced a crumble because I thought I'm going to get a fruit. I'll get a dragon fruit or something, but if I can make a crumble, I'm sound. It's fine.
Perfect.
So yeah, I just learned how to make custard like a couple of weeks before starting the show. So yeah, I just threw everything in it.
Amazing. And who doesn't love a good apple crumble? It's such a crowd.
I
I don't like an apple crumble.
Do you
Are
not?
we even
No.
friends though?
Well,
I love
listen,
custard. I don't really like hot apple.
I see what you're saying.
I like the crumble. I like the custard. Just don't
But
like
you just
hot
like
apple.
the hot apple, I get
Stewed
it.
fruit, not for you.
No,
We're the
not for me.
opposite. All the stewed fruits.
Of course you do.
Yum.
What if you had a bit of my crumble, Kieran, from the fridge?
Oh, Katie's crumble from fridge.
I
Bring
think
it
you'd
on.
like a taste of my crumble.
I want to say show crumble any day. Right, so we spoke about MasterChef there. Now on our screens very soon, although a very different version, Strictly Come Dancing, new presenters, new dancers. What was it like going into that? Because it's the biggest show on television in our country. What was that like?
Well, we was just talking about theatre, wasn't we, and how nerve-wracking that can be being live every night. And I was talking about the DJ thing. I was nervous, but there's nothing else I've been the most nervous for than Strictly Come Dancing.
I can imagine
because
that.
it is such a big show and everybody's watching you there and then. There's no editing.
It's just, yeah.
That's what's happening there.
And if
you
things
can
are going to go
practice
wrong,
it. Yeah,
it's a
you
terrible
can.
way for things to go down.
Yeah,
on that
it's
show,
just
isn't
not
it?
fun.
It's not burning.
Could
a
you
cake,
dance
it's-
before?
No. I mean, I've got a bit of rhythm. I've just not got full control of where my limbs are going to be going. Do you know
That's
what I mean?
amazing. I always wonder that as well because I suspect that a lot of people that go on it say that they haven't really done it before, but have like done loads and loads. So it's refreshing to hear people be like, no, I was pretty much like learning it all there. And
Yeah.
then.
When
I
they
did
when
like-
they ask you to go on, do you have to audition? We auditioned for Dancing on Ice. You have to go and do a bit of skating for them so they can see what you like. Did you have to do that when you?
We were meant to, but we got away with it, as in because it was lockdown, because of the social distancing, we physically couldn't. So the producers, when they seen everyone on the lineup and watched us dance, they were surprised as we were because they had no idea what our skill set was.
When you say watch us dance and you have to go in, there's a difference between a bit of skating and they don't just say like, go on then, and you just like start dancing, right? That's not what it is because that's terrifying. Sure, they teach you something and then you
Yeah,
show 'em.
yeah. So we had to learn I think it was the group number. You know, when it's the start of the show and everyone's coming out and you do a bit of a group number. We were learning that all together. So that's when everybody could see if anyone was really bad or really good.
Right.
But it was a lot different to my Zumba classes, like very different. But yeah, I still had a good time. Like it was just one of them experiences that you'll never forget. Like to be on Strictly Come Dancing, whether you were good or not, just to be there and watch all the glitter and just watch everything happen.
When the theme tune's on for Strictly Come Dancing, where are you at that point? Are you just in the wings or?
Yeah, I think we're just in the wings at that point. Yeah, because it's normally Tess outside, Tess and Claudia.
So nervous.
Sorry, I didn't know there's new presenters. Who's the presenters?
I think the new presenters are Emma Willis.
Oh yeah,
She's gorgeous, isn't she?
I love Emma Willis.
Johannes, who's the professional dancer, is now on the presenting team, and
Ooh.
also Josh Widdicombe.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, bit of a change
And
up.
I'm really excited to see it. Just to
Yeah.
see it different as well.
Yeah,
just
me
to like,
too.
everybody loves a little bit of
I
change
think
anyway.
there are
Yeah.
certain things in life as well, like no matter how scary or nerve-wracking, the opportunities, if they come up, it's almost like, oh no, because you can't not do it.
Yeah,
Once
exactly.
that opportunity is presented, no matter how scary it is, I'm the same. I wouldn't do one of those, I would never ever chase one of those shows because I'd be absolutely.
But if it
so
comes to
far-
you,
If it comes to you, I feel like my mum has always pushed on us as kids, like it's better to regret something you've done than regret something
That
you
is a
didn't
really
do.
good motto. That,
So I
isn't
feel
it?
like, and I feel like if the opportunity comes up and you were to just like sort of chicken out a bit and be like, no, later you'd be like, oh, why didn't I do that? Maybe I
Yeah.
was capable. So you've got to push yourself. But I do think of all of them, those two,
you don't get bigger than Strictly Come
yeah,
Dancing.
the producers
yeah,
have
but
me.
being on the ice, Kieran, I could not do that headbanger thing.
I think
just makes me feel
For
ill.
me though, it was you didn't have to think about the dancing because you were more
Thinking about the
conscious of
skating.
your skates
Yeah,
and like
yeah, yeah.
making sure you weren't hurting yourself. So for me, and also I would say the bit that I didn't enjoy about Dancing on Ice was so you film the show on the Sunday, which is a really long day. Then the Monday, you would have to go back to the studio with Torval and Dean, and they teach you your routine for next week. And then you have to have a day off. So then you'd have the next day off. So then you only had Wednesday and Thursday. And I was working at Hollyoaks until 6:30 at night, and my training rink was in Bradford. So that's 2 hours away. So by the time you get to Bradford, it's 8:30. The training rink shuts at 10.
Kieran.
So I had an hour and a half on a Wednesday, an hour and a half on a Thursday. And then on Friday after work, I'd have to go to London to show the
To
director
start doing
what
the
you're going to
film.
do.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I had 3 hours really with
Oh,
my
my
partner to learn it.
word.
Wow.
And then you would have to go and show the producers and the directors going, I'm doing this movie, so they know where the camera's going to go. So I just, for me, it was the timing of working at the same time and not having enough time to
You should
train.
ask
Yeah.
Hollyoaks to put you an ice rink in the village.
Yeah.
that would have helped you
So
out.
could you
Yeah.
train all day for Strictly or?
No, I was here. I was at Hollyoaks.
Oh, was it at the same time as you were here?
Same
Didn't know
thing,
that.
really, because we were due to have finished my storyline when Strictly started.
Right.
Obviously, that didn't happen because with filming, it doesn't always happen, does it? So I was filming here all day, and then but I didn't have to go all the way to Bradford. But I was in Liverpool at a dance studio for a couple of hours every night. But it's similar thing with how the show works. Like you've got to film your VTs, and then we had to go on It Takes Two as well. So even though it feels like you've got a week, you don't. You have like a few hours a week. Yeah. Everyone else had 12-hour days, and I had 3 hours a night with him myself.
Oh, no, thank you. That sounds utterly terrifying. Right, we are going to take a little break to do part 3, but before we take a break, I really want to ask about your dog, Dennis.
Oh,
right?
Dennis.
He just is so gorgeous. How long have you had him? Tell us who he is.
So, doggy Dennis.
Please tell me everything about him, because I'm obsessed with pets.
Okay. He is a German Shepherd mixed with an Alaskan Malamute.
Oh,
so he's going to be a big boy. He's already looking like a full-size dog, and he's 6 months old, but I am obsessed with him.
Gorgeous.
Seeing his little face every morning just puts me in the best mood
So
ever.
does he go everywhere with you now?
Yeah. I mean, I try to, but because he's still a puppy, everything excites him. So I have to be very savvy with my timing of where I take him and when, just so I'm trying to keep everything calm for him at the minute. But he is a character. He's named after my late granddad, because he was a wacky character as well. So it just fits beautifully.
And have you had Dennis since tiny puppy?
Yeah, I've had him. So I've had him for 4 months now, since he was 2 months old.
Wow.
But
And is he like your little shadow now everywhere
Yeah,
you
he
go?
is my
He's like,
shadow.
"Oh, mummy, mummy."
It
Listeners, I would
really
really
is. I can't go
encourage you to
anywhere.
Go and have a look at Katie's Instagram or TikTok and look at photos of him, because he is gorgeous. He's German. My partner Kyle had a German Shepherd growing up that was like
Did
his
you?
best friend.
Yeah.
So whenever there's talk of a dog, he's like, German Shepherd, and I'm like, that's a lot of dog, babe. And he's like, I don't care, German Shepherd. And I showed him your dog as a puppy, and he was like, right, we'll get him on.
Really?
Gorgeous. Yeah. So thanks.
Sorry, Gal.
He might scare me if I meet. I'm scared of big dogs. Yeah,
I can understand why, but he is just a big softie. He's a big teddy bear. I just love cuddling him. I feel like I've got a little wolf/bear in my garden, and I love it. He's so
Gorgeous.
sweet.
Maybe one day, Dennis, for me and you. Right,
I'll bring
up,
him next time.
Coming up in part 3, we're going to listen to a dilemma or get some advice. And I've got a question. Or in fact, I've got a little facts that I'm going to say to these two, which might blow their actual mind. Join us after this.
Lady in the camp with Kieron Richardson and Passey. She's a lady that reads and is a pescatarian. And he's a guy who's gay, who likes the TV and is a kebabitarian. Yes, a kebabitarian.
Welcome back to Lady in the Camp podcast with myself, Kieron Richardson, Anna Passey, and our special guest this week is Katie McGlynn. It's now time to give out some advice because the candle's lit. Here's the phone. There she rings. Let's go.
Hi Kieron, hi Anna. I'm hoping you both can help me with a bit of a dilemma that I've got at the minute. I've just been offered 2 jobs and I don't know which one to take. So one of them is really close to where I live, the pay is really good, and it's close to my family as well. The perks are really nice as well for that job. So I am thinking maybe that would be the more sensible option. Whether the second job is in Australia. The pay isn't as good, but it's just been my absolute dream to move to Australia one day. So I just don't know which way to go, and I'm wondering if you might be able to give me some suggestions.
Thank you, the girl with no name. Right then,
my
so
gosh.
what we're going to do about that, you get offered a job, handy, close to family, not as much money, but...
Firstly, I think we should start by saying, well done. Two job offers at once.
Yeah, I know. You're
In this
doing
day and
well.
age. Well done, as you were.
Very well.
What are you thinking then?
I'd jump on
Familiarity
on the plane.
or on the plane?
Australia.
Would you?
If you don't risk it for a biscuit, you're not going to get the biscuit, are you?
Exactly.
You'll get a very boring, nice biscuit. I don't like the nice biscuit.
No.
Sorry.
Everyone does.
Going
We
off
want
on one.
a soggy
Katie.
biscuit, a chocolatey soggy biscuit. I would go for the Australia thing just because even if it doesn't work out, at least you can say I've tried and I've done
Yeah,
it.
that's it. You don't want to, like you were saying earlier, Anna. I won't steal the motto, but you don't want to regret not doing something, do you?
Well, it's interesting because normally how this goes is Kieron will say the wild thing and I'll say, do the sensible thing because that is longevity and blah, 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 blah. That's normally how this goes. But it's funny because we hadn't listened to that message, so we didn't know what it was going to be. And it's funny that that came up in the conversation already about better to regret the things you do than not do. So I think I'm going to say that's a sign and you should 100% go for the wild card Australian job because If it doesn't work out, what's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to come home, but you'll have known you've ticked off that experience. And imagine if you get into this job and it's great and you carry on and you carry on, and then 30 years go by and you're like, oh, I never did that thing. And I think if it's presented itself to you like this, I think unanimously what you're going to say.
And I've got a motto. If you've always done what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got.
I do like that motto, Kieron.
Nice.
Absolutely sage wisdom.
So the lady with no name, you're
on
going
your way
to
to
Australia.
Australia.
Good day,
Good luck.
mates.
And we have listeners in Australia.
We've got listeners in
So
Australia.
keep listening and let us know when
We
you get
can
there.
see all the listeners or watchers of YouTube or Spotify each week from different countries. We're in Japan, South Korea this week.
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah,
Very cool.
worldwide. I can't believe it.
So very,
Just
very
this little
impressive.
gay boy and the posh one from Hollyoak sat in a little studio. We're going worldwide, babes. Anyway, we always end the podcast, or most weeks we end the podcast with a little nugget of information or some question that I want answered. So we've had the jeans one has been the most popular one so far. That apparently
What's
you don't have to try jeans on. You can put it around your neck. You don't open it. It's your waist is half the size of your neck. Let me get this right. I've been told off online about this. The other week, I said, "Isn't it weird when you're on an aeroplane and say you're in seat 1C and you jump up, the plane's still moving forward? Why you don't end up in 3C? Something to do with gravity." Well, this week, weird, isn't it, when you think about it? So this week, this will blow your mind.
Go on.
Every skeleton that we've ever met or seen or been to the museum and touched a dinosaur skeleton is dry. But our skeletons are wet, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm just... Have you ever really thought about your skeleton being wet, though? It's
Yeah, but
absolutely
it's not
saturated.
inside the bone, though, is it?
No, but if you really think about it, imagine...
Is
your-
it wet,
Your skeleton
though?
is wet right now.
I do
Or
think we
is-
might need
is
to
it
rebrand
like-
this as a science podcast.
Or is it like, do you know what I mean? It's surrounded by jelly rather than being soaked wet.
Do you think it might be the fact that any skeleton you've touched has... I mean, I've touched no skeletons, so I don't know how many skeletons you have touched, but that has probably a dinosaur that's been there for a long time to dry out and crisp up.
Yeah, no,
hasn't
but
it?
you always think about skeletons and bones as dry, whatever, but when you actually really think about it,
When they're
all skeletons are
living.
wet.
Yeah.
And a little side note, I was talking about skeletons, I'm just going to my head right now. Have you ever met Tutankhamun?
What?
Tutankhamun?
No, I don't know what that is.
Tutankhamun, the Egyptian, help me.
Is it a cartoon?
No, he's a pharaoh from
Oh.
Egypt. And he's
Well, I
a
don't
really
meet many
famous. He's a
pharaohs.
really famous pharaoh. Obviously, he's a mummy now. When I went on my honeymoon to Egypt, we went to the tombs and I looked in Tutankhamun's eyes. He's still got the eyeballs. Unless they stuck him in. Because it's a bit like a museum where you can go and see him.
Oh.
Google him. He's a really
Yeah, I
famous
will.
pharaoh. And basically, he's in this tomb at the end. I'm just keep doing this or I'm growing my hair. It's in this really, really
Our little pony.
deep, dark tomb. You go to the end. There's a barrier, though, that you're not allowed to look in. So after everyone left, I just went, I'm looking over. And he's lay there in the thing going. And I looked deep into his eyes and there was some eyeballs in there, but I don't know if they have just stuck them on.
Katie, thank you so much for joining us on
It's
Lady
been
in
an
the Camp.
absolute pleasure.
I'm sure you've learnt a lot.
I have.
You're going to leave with all these amazing facts.
Yeah.
But we've loved having you. So thank you so
No,
much
it's
for
been an
joining
absolute
us.
pleasure. Thank
We've
you.
sent someone on the way to Australia, and I think I haven't learnt much from you, but I've learnt a lot about what you do, and I'm excited. So good luck with your DJing. Good luck with
Thank you.
Dennis.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed the food. You did amazing cooking this week. Well
Yeah, I
done. I'm
loved
really
it.
proud of you.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, good luck with the DJing. Everybody give it up for Katie McGlynn. We're going to be back next week to kind of talk about all the things that we've missed in all the episode previous to this. So join us next week. Don't forget to go on our TikTok, our Instagram, follow us, like, subscribe, share, tell your mum, tell your nan, tell your dog Dennis about Lady and the Camp podcast. And we'll see you next week. Ta-ra!
Lady